Hi, I'm David. This is Debbie. We contacted Alexander's in the spring of last year to sell my property up in Bocheston, and we are now in the process of buying another property following on from that sale. I had actually dealt with Alexander's before, and my late wife Elizabeth and I were on the verge of putting the property on the market a couple of years previously, and we hadn't actually signed up with Alexander's to sell, but that was the intention, when all of a sudden her health took a downturn and selling the property and moving suddenly just wasn't a priority anymore. But having dealt with Alexander's in the first place and knowing how good they were and how professional they were, when it actually came to sell, then it was just a natural, almost a continuation of the previous transaction. Completely happy. The brochure quality was top notch.
The photographer, Charlie, was great. He was able to come, and we'd all got a vision actually for ensuring that the integrity of the house was, maintained. The
filming really presented the property in its best light and set it into context of where it was and how it was situated and what the appeal of the property was, more so than simply taking outside and indoor photographs would have done. It was a very valuable addition to marketing the property. What was promised was what was delivered, and more besides, I would say, in terms of the standard of service, the responsiveness throughout the entire process. And again, Anya's dedication to keeping the whole thing on track and making sure that everything was being pursued at every point. So yeah, it was the complete package.
If Anya was on day off, typically Molly or Harry would be in the office. Everybody knew what was going on with that transaction. Yeah. And if by any chance they didn't, which was rare, they would be in touch with another member of the team, and either that person or another member of the team would be back in touch. And that for me is part of what you're paying for, but it was part of what made the whole transaction a more flowing, easier process. Because there was, particularly given David's circumstances, there was so much, emotion wrapped up in it as well.
There was, yeah. Unhesitatingly, I would recommend Alexander's to anyone. They understand the market, they have staff who understand the advantages of the areas that they are selling in very intimately, very practically. The professionalism of the actual marketing and the way they deal with you as a seller. But evidently, although we don't see it firsthand, evidently the way that they also deal with potential buyers is equally professional. And the result is that you end up with a very smooth, very satisfying transaction in which I think everyone was pleased.
Within the team, there's a broad range of skills, and I've found them very, very relatable. They care about what they do, and the communication was at a very high level consistently. Unhesitatingly, I would recommend Alexander's, and certainly if we're in an area in future and we find ourselves wanting to buy or sell, we would look at Alexander's without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.